Well, a few years ago, I was working at New York Comic Con. We were doing interviews with celebrities and going around on the floor. And we were up in the skybox overlooking the crowd. We would just kind of people watch. And the idea just kind of came to me that it would be really fun to do a heist movie called The Comic Con. And that was as far as it went. I didn't really think any more than that. I think I went through and kind of thought of some characters.
About a year ago, we were talking about what type of thing we wanted to do next. You know, we've worked in television and we knew that we've always wanted to do a movie. And so he kind of came up with this idea.
And we decided that, hey, why don't I write something that I can direct, that we can produce ourselves here. And so what was originally going to be set at New York Comic Con, we decided to set at Salt Lake Comic Con. And I wrote the script and we went into production on it. And it has now taken us to where we are right now. We're in the middle of production.
From the first time I read it, I knew that it was something that I wanted to work on because the comedy was brilliant, you know, and I have a very unique sense of humor, so some of the jokes on here just cracked me up. It's childish on some of it, but it's that kind of humor that even though it is childish, it's going to make every age group laugh.
When I first read the script, I read this line and I could not stop laughing for about 2 minutes. And it's when I'm on the phone with Booker and it's code, we're speaking in code, and Demetrius Booker has to put on a front for the security guards. And at the end he hangs up on me and he just says, Shanique was a bitch.
I love working with these two guys. They're fun and they take themselves seriously, but they can have fun. And so it's just enjoyable to hang out with them and hang out with the entire cast and crew. Know that we're gonna get stuff done and know that at the end of the day, we're all gonna be happy with it. Steve and Tyler and I have worked together for so many years that we kind of know each other's boundaries. And so we know where we can cross and where we can kind of not step on somebody else's toes. But that transfers, I think, to the whole crew as everybody kind of comes in and learns their space and learns what they're in charge of, what they can do.
The fact that we are shooting in Salt Lake City at the Great Salt Lake Comic Con, I think it will just be a real blast to, you know, especially for Utahns to see this is our city. This is what we can do. This is the landscape of where we are. And I think it'll just be a really cool film to see.
The Salt Lake Comic Con has been fantastic to work with. There's nowhere we could have gone to get this kind of access, to get the background scenes and the actions that we're seeing.
Dan Fard, Tina, Kate, everyone that I've had the ability to work with has been absolutely very professional, very accommodating. They've given us a lot of their trust.
I think what sets a Comic Con apart from other indie films is that this is one where the passion for the story and for the idea and for the whole movie is really driving what we do and how we're getting it done.
We are appealing to everybody because we are trying to get the geek culture involved in it, and they're going to really enjoy that. We're introducing the Comic-Con, and you know they're going to be able to see cosplay, but on top of that, we're also bringing in people who don't know the geek culture.
It's a geek movie, but it's also not a geek movie because we celebrate the geek culture, but the main roles are not, you know, they're not geeks, and so they're being introduced to this lifestyle for the first time as well throughout the movie. And so the audience will then be introduced to it too. And so it's a really broad story that's gonna be able to appeal to a large group of people.
This is for everybody. And the message to be is just approach this film with understanding, with love in your heart, and that this is for everybody.
You're gonna get introduced to a lifestyle that you may not have really thought about becoming a part of. You know, when you meet geeks and you know, they're fun people, they're very inviting, and that's what the movie is. It's fun, it's inviting, and you're gonna love it.